Your place belongs to the staff service. This place is for the VIPs. Get out!
You ever seen the exact moment when power flips? When someone the world overlooks stands up and the room finally realizes who they mess with? If you love stories where justice hits sharp and clean, follow now and stay locked in. Tonight's story starts with polish and ends with payback. The night the world met Ariana Cole, she wasn't wearing diamonds or designer gowns. No, she walked into the Orion Regency Hotel in Chicago, wearing a sleek black jumpsuit, box braids pulled into a neat bun, and quiet confidence that didn't scream but whispered. She didn't dress to impress. She dressed to blend, and for the most part, she did, until people at the color of her skin forced their imaginations into the dirt. The gala was for Northbridge Innovations, a tech giant about to finalize an $800 million contract with a mysterious new partner. Investors, executives, influencers, all buzzing, all pretended to understand a deal none of them were part of. But one name floated through hushed circles like perfume. Whoever the mystery investor is, they're about to change America. Ariana stepped inside, invited but unrecognized. The first sting came instantly. A woman in a sparkling silver gown lifted her clutch off the table, like Ariana's presence threatened it. A blond man in a crisp suit whispered, "Security should be tighter," as she passed. Another guest looked her up and down and said to her friend, "Staff shouldn't use guest entrances." This wasn't new, but it never stopped hurting. At check-in, the hostess didn't even look up. "You're late for service staff orientation. Catering uniforms are downstairs." Ariana smiled, calm but firm. "I'm not catering." The hostess blinked like she'd been corrected by a shadow. "Oh, well, just don't wander too far." Inside the ballroom, chandeliers glittered like constellations. Cameras flashed. A jazz ensemble filled the air with gold. Ariana stayed back, observing. Let them underestimate her. Let them laugh. Their ignorance was a rope, and they were pulling it tight around their own throats. On stage, the CEO's wife, Madeline York, glided forward in a crimson dress that screamed money and entitlement. Her husband, Thomas York, followed behind, smile too polished, pride too loud. If only they knew. If only they knew the woman standing near the column, ignored, dismissed, mistaken for staff owned the company they were begging for money from. Phones angled in her direction, whispers sharper now. One woman muttered, "She probably snuck in." A man chuckled, "Cute outfit, though. Wish the servers wore something that stylish." Ariana inhaled once. Slow. She didn't come to make a scene. She came to watch them reveal themselves. But fate and arrogance had other plans. Madeline spotted her, paused, squinted, smiled the kind of smile that said, "Oh, this will be fun." She whispered something into Thomas's ear, and he walked off the stage with the certainty of a man who had never been told no. He tapped Ariana's elbow like she was a child lost in the supermarket. "You're blocking a VIP aisle," he said. "Service staff belong near the back." Ariana's tone was calm. "I'm fine here." Thomas scoffed. "Confidence is cute. Confusion is not. Move." Then Madeline arrived, plucking a wine glass from a tray mid-stride. "You missed your uniform pickup," she said sweetly. "Here, take this to table 9. Quickly. When Ariana didn't reach out, Madeline's face tightened. "I said take it." She shoved the glass toward her. Thomas took it instead, and with a grin, he dumped the wine onto Ariana's chest. Red splashed across black fabric, like spilled blood. The room gasped. A phone lifted. A giggle slipped from Madeline's lips. And Ariana simply straightened her shoulders. No tears, no trembling, just a chilling calm that made two servers whisper. She didn't flinch. Girl walks like she owns a place. If only they knew. Ariana wiped a single drop from her chin, then walked out, silent, steady, terrifyingly composed. Inside the ballroom, humiliation hung in the air. Outside, power shifted. The hallway outside the ballroom was quiet enough to hear her heartbeat steady and controlled. Ariana reached into her pocket, pulled out her phone, and tapped a single number. A voice answered instantly. "Ready for instruction, Ms. Cole." Ariana's voice was calm enough to chill steel. "Pull the offer." Freeze all negotiations. Announce the termination publicly now. Understood. She hung up. Inside, the violin stuttered to stop. Laughter choked mid-sentence. Screens flicker like dying stars. The host stepped backward as executives rushed the stage. Something had snapped, and the room felt it. Thomas looked around, irritated. What's happening? Fix it. The host's face went pale as he checked his phone. Sir, the $800 million contract has been suspended. Gasps. Shouts. Phones exploding with notifications. One woman screamed, My stock just dropped 20%. Another cried, All our accounts are frozen. A server whispered, What kind of power does it take to shut a gala down mid-party? Videos of the wine incident spread like wildfire, the caption hitting the screens. They humiliated a woman they thought was staff. Guests watched the clip in horror as Madeline smirked and Thomas poured wine over Ariana. Madeline clutched her throat. Who posted this? Take it down. Too late. The internet already had her. Then the board president, Elias Monroe, rushed to Thomas, face thundercloud dark. Do you realize what you've done? Thomas snapped. I didn't do anything. Elias growled. You publicly assaulted the majority stakeholder of the partner company. Madeline froze. Majority stakeholder of who? Elias stepped closer, eyes burning. The entire contract, the full $800 million, belongs to Cole Technologies, and its owner is Ariana Cole, the woman you just humiliated. Silence didn't just fall. Silence collapsed. Madeline's knees buckled. That woman? She's the investor? Elias threw his hands up. She's beyond an investor. She's the owner of the very company that was going to save your empire. Someone whispered loudly, She didn't walk like staff. She walked like somebody important. Another voice added, They poured wine on an industry titan. Thomas's mouth opened, but no sound came out. Humiliation, the very weapon he used, sliced back at him. Inside the ballroom, chaos boiled. Outside, Ariana stepped into the Chicago night air. Cool wind brushed her stained jumpsuit. She didn't care. She wasn't done. Her phone buzzed. Announcement delivered. Entire network aware. Authorities notified. She exhaled, not with anger, but with resolution. This was never about revenge. It was about teaching a lesson written in consequences. As she walked, the first sirens began ringing in the distance, and inside the ballroom, Madeline Yerk realized her power was gone. Thomas realized his arrogance had cost him everything. And Ariana Cole? She kept walking. Justice behind her. Strength beneath her. Silence around her. But the fallout? Only beginning. Morning hit Chicago like a slap. News outlets had a feeding frenzy. CEO and wife humiliate black tech mogul $800 million deal destroyed overnight. Ariana Cole, the woman they should have respected. York Industries crumbles after viral assault video. It was everywhere. Thomas's phone rang nonstop, investors pulling out. Madeline sponsors dropped her instantly every message beginning with, We regret to inform you. Financial analysts compared the collapse to a skyscraper losing its foundation in slow motion. Board members resigned. The brand sank faster than a stone in deep water. Madeline sat on the marble floor, mascara streaked, eyes swollen from crying. I can't breathe, this can't be real. Thomas paced barefoot, voice cracking as he spoke. We need to talk to her. We need to fix this. Madeline whispered, You fix broken plates. But people remember humiliation. By noon, they were in a black SUV speeding to Ariana's quiet neighborhood on the south side, far from the chaos, far from reporters, far from the world they destroyed. Ariana opened the door halfway. Calm, powerful, glowing with a kind of resolve no storm could shake. Thomas tried speaking first, words tumbling out like broken glass. Ms. Cole, we were wrong. We misjudged you. Please, we're begging you. Give us a chance to repair this. Madeline's voice trembled. You didn't deserve what we did. To humiliate you because of your race. I'm ashamed. We're both ashamed. Please, we lost everything. Ariana stepped outside, letting the cool air settle between them. You didn't lose everything yesterday, she said. You lost everything the moment you decided someone's worth was beneath your comfort. Thomas swallowed the truth like poison. We're asking, is there anything we can do? Ariana's eyes didn't soften. There is, and it's not for you to do. They leaned forward with fragile hope. Ariana continued, her tone steady. It's for the law. Two unmarked SUVs pulled up behind their car. Officers stepped out. Madeline gasped. Thomas stumbled backward. Ariana nodded to the officers. For public assault, for racial discrimination, for public humiliation, and for intentional destruction of a corporate agreement. She paused. You are being held accountable. The officers moved improfessionally. Madeline sobbed hysterically. Thomas thrashed, shouting, We're the victims. This is madness. Ariana didn't blink. You're not victims. You're simply encountering consequences for the first time. Reporters appeared like shadows, cameras flashing. Neighbors stared. The Yorks were placed into the SUV, tears streaking their faces. Thomas looked at Ariana one last time. Ariana, please. She met his eyes with the calm of someone who reclaimed every ounce of dignity taken from her. Walk carefully, she said. This world is smaller than you think. The doors shut. The SUV rolled down the street. Silence settled. Ariana turned, walked back into her home, and closed the door behind her not to hide, but to rise. Justice wasn't loud tonight. It was clean, precise, and powerful, just like her. If stories of justice, power flips, and real consequences grip you like this one, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Save this story, share it, and stay tuned because more stories like this are coming, and you won't want to miss a single moment. Subscribe now. Save this story. Stay locked in.